this is the intro to the Bruno and Big Mouth podcast. There's no bits this time around. I think we're gonna take it a bit more serious from
No jokes.
this point going forward. Hello, my name is Big Mouth.
And my name is No Jokes Bruno.
Yeah, no jokes allowed.
None of the funnies this time around.
You know, the only joke is
Ourselves.
It's Bruno's wit. Got him. He's not a witty boy. Anyway, just kidding. There's going to be lots of jokes, always.
Our podcast is just a giant joke.
All right.
At this point.
Yeah, I mean, for you 10 listeners out there, I hope you like this.
We got 50 listeners.
For you 50...
That's pretty impressive.
For you 5 times what I said earlier.
And 20 of them were me.
Well,
because I sleep to them.
Hey, that's still less than 50%, so inflating the ratings one step at a time. But anyway, hello, we're back.
After a very, very long time.
Yeah, I mean,
but
you're probably going to get this episode in the mix with the other 3 I haven't edited yet. Or other 2, I don't know. Yeah. But you'll get them. Yeah. So it's not been that long. I guess the real long episode was 2 episodes ago, but, you know, don't worry about it.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who gives a shit anymore?
Who gives a flying fucking shit what we do?
Yeah, so, how have you been, Bruno?
I mean, aside from the existential crisis and crippling depression, decent.
Yeah, that's, you sound like every other kid.
Yeah.
You're just a good old kiddo that fit right in these days.
Yeah, I have a Kanye complex now. I believe I'm God, genuinely.
Yeah, but you also hate God.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm also an atheist.
Yeah, which is why I make satirical gospel albums.
Yeah, it's all just a joke. See, this is a jokes podcast. Anyway, I don't got much prepared. You want to just hop into our first segment?
Yeah, let's just hop in to some new music.
Wow.
All right, let me...
That wasn't Fred Durst, by the way. I know, we have to make that clear.
Durst,
we have to make that clear. Oh.
Speaking of Fred Durst, first track is Limp Bizkit is back, baby.
Yeah, thank you.
They're back.
Thank you for putting this on the list for me to listen to.
I know.
I really am a huge Bizkit fan.
This is the first... Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first Limp Bizkit release since their 2011 album.
I mean, I don't know. I don't follow the. I'm not a Bizkiter, a limper. I wouldn't. You're probably right though. I trust you.
You don't limp the biscuits?
No.
Okay.
I'm more of a fan of his films.
Well, this song comes out in a really interesting context because there seems to be a demand for Limp Bizkit.
Wait, is there?
After the highly acclaimed Lollapalooza performance, where he dressed up in the cheesy
you're giving me
mustache.
You're giving me so much information I had no idea about.
Oh well, they performed at Lollapalooza, and Fred Durst wore a funny.
People loved it.
Yeah, he wore a funny outfit that has been getting some meme traction.
Are they like Smash Mouth in the way where like everyone like knows they're kind of bad, but we all love it? Or do people genuinely, like, were they Bizkiting out?
You know, I think since the general population thinks Limp Bizkit is bad, the people who genuinely like them kind of crept down and pretended not to. But now that it's cool to like Limp Bizkit again, they're rising to the surface. And
that's good. I can weed out some people from my life.
Machine Gun Kelly.
But anyway, this song was very bad. It's about looking like a dad and thinking you're very hot, but you're not.
The title is Dad Vibes.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to be doing the corniest rap line. I guess it makes sense for a dad vibe song to have the corniest rap lines in the world.
Can't live with him. Can't live without him.
But I bet Fred Durst thought he was being profound.
Got the dad with the swag and the lip. Come and get a sip. La-di-da.
La-di-da. He still does that, like, shitty way of rapping.
I know. I mean, to be fair, though, it seems like his voice has not aged since the Chocolate Starfish era. He just sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, it's because he also hasn't matured as a person.
Yeah, there's a very... it's very hand in hand with his physical and his mental, emotional maturity.
He looked like he ate his way out of a cheese prison.
But this is a pretty interesting move after coming out of directing The Fanatic.
Yeah, what a strong comeback.
Yeah, not really much to say about it.
It was just really bad, and Limp Bizkit shouldn't have a comeback.
It's just a Limp Bizkit song. I mean, it's not even that heavy.
It's not even one of their more fun songs. It's just boring.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 1.
I would give it a nice 4.
It's a 1. It made me feel bad.
Moving on. All right, so I'm very curious as to how you think about this next track. Lucas Cruikshank of Fred fandom made a hyperpop song called Pomeranians.
I mean, it's clear he was just looking to have some fun, so I'm not going to critique it, too heavily. But in terms of hyperpop, wasn't that good? I'm also a fan of dogs. I thought the dog was very cute. I thought
it was like a 10 out of 10 dog.
I thought he was having a lot of fun. I like that he was having fun. I was even having a little fun, but I had to admit to myself, the song was not very good.
Here's the thing. This got introduced to me by Anthony Fantano, who said that he genuinely liked the song in his track review of it.
Yeah.
And then the first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck is this? This is the worst bullshit I've ever seen in my life. And then I continued to play it on repeat for like 10 or 12 rounds and I didn't even know why I was doing that for a good while. I didn't know if it was because I enjoyed it or if I was perplexed.
You're on the hook.
And by the 12th time, by George, it hooked me like hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
And I genuinely like the song now. But that's just because I subjected myself to so much exposure.
Yeah. I feel no need to force myself to like the song.
But you got to admit the beat goes hard at times.
Yeah, at times, but at other times it did not go hard, and it just.
The catchiest part of the song for me is the like, I like my dog so fluffy. It's like I fuck with that because it like reminds me of like one of the worst parts of a 100 Gex song, where it's just like a catchy little, I don't know.
Yeah, a little thing.
I would still give it no bigger than a 5.
Yeah, it's like a 4.
Yeah. Moving on.
Next on.
We're just fucking. We're rifling through these pretty quick. Fucking our favorite dude, our main man, our good friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Paper Cuts.
Woo!
Is the name of the song.
Yeah.
And this came out 2 months ago, but he hasn't released anything since then, so I see no reason why we can't talk about it.
We are a Machine Gun Kelly podcast.
We have to do it. Let's get.
Jeez. It's just like every other song that he's released is just a 30-year-old trying to appeal to like 15-year-olds, and it's pretty weird.
It's so melodramatic, and cringe.
He had like one line, it's like, "The world, I fucking hate it. I'm
Tell
butchering
the world, you fucking suck."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's oh my god. You're in your 30s,
and it has this narrative of just like, oh, look at what all the headlines are saying about me, and like when they signed me to this label, they wanted them, but they got us. Like we're sticking it to the man, you know. But
they sure are, by making the most accessible kind of pop music,
the most
that people
generic
love.
Fucking music in the world. It rips off so many things. It literally fucking it's blatantly rips off Brain Stew by Green Day. Like the it's the exact same thing. Like the exact fucking, and they try so hard to make the end epic, but I can't take it seriously.
No, I mean, it's just cringe. He's always cringe. He makes me so upset.
I know.
I really don't like him as a person, as a musician, like at all. He makes Travis Barker seem more and more cringe the more I see them together.
Yeah.
And maybe Travis Barker was always cringe, but now it's just really obvious.
It's really come to the surface through association to this man.
Yeah, like, if you're best friends with Machine Gun Kelly, that says a lot more about you than it does about him, you know?
Yeah, he's just like the fucking stupidest, cringiest guy of all time.
Yeah. I hate talking about him, but he's infected my life, and I just seek out any news about him.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I love like just binging clips of him so I can like look for more cringe material to talk about.
Yeah, but like I hate him.
Yeah.
It's just I'm changing my score for the first song to a 2 so I can make this one a 1.
Oh yeah. This can be your 1.
Yeah, this is my 1 out of this song. I mean, it's just like I wish I had the minutes back.
I listened to it 7 times.
I listened to
never getting it
twice.
It's still too many.
Why did you listen to it 7 times?
I don't know. We're gonna move on, but like I really
didn't read it.
I didn't care for how he tried so hard to make it instrumentally like epic and somber. It's not. It doesn't even play to the strengths of the last album, because like at least you could say like, oh, they're kind of energetic at times.
At least the last one was fun.
Yeah, but this is not fun. It's just a joyless, stupid, self-indulgent experience.
I think he just like really wants to be a predator, but just doesn't know how.
Well, he succeeded in 2010 when he wanted to fuck a 15-year-old.
Hey, he was only 19, so it's okay.
All right, moving on. It's a 2 out of 10. Here's there's a new album, and here's the most popular song of it from what I can tell is Lil Nas X. That's what I want.
That's what I want by Lil Nas X off the album Montero.
Fuck yeah.
Now we're into like the music I liked portion of the new music.
Oh yeah, this song is a bang.
Yeah, this song's he's the king of pop now.
Yeah.
I think he's won. I think I don't need any more. No one needs to try right now. Just let him do his thing till he's done.
He is the perfect example of not straying away from the pop formula for a song, but still making it just unironically good.
Yeah, like interesting and different.
And I'm not ashamed to listen to this like I'm ashamed to listen to 303.
Oh, you should be.
Exactly. And I realized I just outed myself now.
I can't believe.
To our 50 listeners.
Woo. Oh, buddy. So I'm taking applications for a new podcast host. So if you guys want to join me, just send me an email and I'll get right back to you.
But the chorus on this is just infectious as hell. And he goes on about wanting to have a man to spend his nights with because he doesn't like sleeping alone or being alone. Yeah. And he wants a man to love him. And I am that man.
Lil Nas X? I will be your sugar baby.
Call me, please.
But call me by your name. Please. That's what I want.
And tell me you love me in private.
Yeah. But yeah, this song just like slap. And it's like, he always does it like nice short bangers.
I know, right?
Like, he doesn't waste any time. This song's only like, I don't know, 2.5 minutes.
It's
just like a blast the entire time.
Yeah. I put it on repeat. Like, this is one of the only ones I put on repeat. I listened to it like 4 times.
Did you listen to the whole album?
In a row. No, not yet. Yeah. This is just one of I saw it was like the 3rd most popular on Spotify, and it's the first one I listened to. But I can't wait to check out the whole album.
Yeah. So, thanks, Nasty Boy.
Nasty Boy.
Nasty Boy. I'll be your big Nas X.
It's a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll rate it the same.
Okay. And the last one, this is one of my favorite artists ever. Okay. But Poppy has a new album called Flux. It came out September 24th. And it's sort of a mishmash of like sort of a continuation from her I Disagree rock phase and sort of going in a new direction with a more ethereal and sort of lighthearted vibe with her music. Well, also having some cool experimentation in there.
Yeah, I feel like this album was a nice change of pace. It was a lot less heavy than her previous one.
Yeah, and that wasn't a problem for me.
No, but it was still like poppy, despite not being really heavy.
Yeah, I expected not to like it as much because I could tell it wasn't going to have that, rock and metal edge to it. But since it really just embraces what it is, I really enjoyed most of it.
Yeah.
And this song is called Hysteria, which is actually my favorite song on the record. You can feel free to disagree with me, but
it's probably my favorite too.
It's just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like an ethereal synth pop song.
It sounds like a post-punk song.
Yeah,
it sounds like a Joy Division song with a female singer.
And it's just so good and so catchy, and I could listen to it 10 times in a row and not get tired of it.
Yeah, well, I just love her voice too. It's so angelic and
I know,
almost not very present in the track, but at the same time very present. It's very wavy and ghost-like.
That's very true, and the song feels very genuine and personal lyrically as well.
Yeah,
that's what I enjoyed about the whole record, but especially this track. It's like the perfect mix of sonically interesting, instrumentally nice and catchy, and just sort of like a genuine experience. I feel like this record is like what she's been wanting to make ever since.
It seems like the most unique record she's had, unique sound.
Exactly. Yeah.
It feels like she's really making the music she wants, I guess. I wouldn't know. I don't know her personally, but I would assume so.
Yeah, I mean, I get that vibe just from listening to it. And the fact that you can kind of feel a personal connection through the music is a compliment in and of itself.
Yeah.
And she did just put out an EP full of fucking metal bangers.
So she's still doing that music.
Year. So I forgive her if she wants to do a softer style with this one, because that's literally new.
I encourage it.
Yeah, so another cool release by Poppy. I would like to see more, and I can't wait to see her live IRL.
Whenever that happens.
Because we got tickets, but it got postponed. So we hope that happens soon. And that's it for new music. I think I'm gonna give that one.
Rate it.
I'm gonna give that one an 8.
An 8. Me too.
Fuck yeah, dog.
Fuck yeah, dog. You ended the segment and then rated it. So now it's this rating's part of a new segment, Travis.
I mean, the best thing you can do in life is just rate things after you end a segment. And I would give that advice to anyone.
You know what? I'm ending this segment and I'm rating that advice a 3.
Next segment.
Next segment. What's the next segment?
We're going to talk about a album that Big Mouth fucking suggested.
I did recommend this album. The title's very long.
Do you need a refresher on the title?
I need a refresher on
Let me pull it up.
The title real quick.
It's Law Dispute.
Yeah, it's a Law Dispute album, and it's their second one. Somewhere at the bottom of the river between Vega and Altair. It's so unnecessarily long.
Yeah.
It's a very good album, but, word of advice, no one's going to want to buy it if you name it. And, you pull the music up on Spotify and it can't get the full title, so it has to do that scrolling thing.
Yeah.
To give you no one wants to scroll. I just want it right there, and I want to know what the name of the fucking album is, so I can tell my friends.
All the song titles are basically essays as well, so I'm going to talk about the album in a very general sense. And pick out a couple key tracks that I really enjoy.
If the title's really long, we're just going to go by the first word in the title.
And that's some of these, that's not going to work because it's just said, new, Barry, sad.
They'll figure it out. There's no repeats of the first word, right?
But did you want to give sort of a description / introduction?
Yeah, a Law Dispute. So I guess you'd call them emo. They're emo-ish. I don't know what you call them. Post-rock. Genres don't matter. But
exactly.
They're this very dynamic band who has a very unique style, and the style largely comes from the singer because he doesn't really sing. He just kind of like talks really loud and mad.
Yeah, it's like spoken word.
Yeah, it's like spoken word, but with like a lot more energy and a large music accompaniment. I call it talkmo. He's the progenitor of the talkmo genre.
That's exactly the perfect way to describe it.
Yeah.
I think with spoken word artists like this, or like even with Hobo Johnson or the likes of that type of thing, there's a really easy tendency where upon first impression you want to turn it off and say, oh, this is kind of cringe.
Yeah, pretentious cringe. Because it's like, and it kind of makes sense, because it's like, who the fuck do you think you are just to do this over a song?
Yeah, but once you get past that vibe and just allow yourself to get immersed in the music and really start to just like take it on its own merits, I think it's a great, fantastic record.
Yeah. And like I've had that issue before because I've tried showing friends and they're just like, "You cringe."
Exactly.
As soon as they hear the dude's voice, but like the ones I've had that have stuck with it, it ends up becoming like one of their favorite bands or a band they like will never mind listening to.
Yeah, this might be one of my like top 10 albums right now, and I can see why someone would be like ew, because the first thing is just like, I think I saw you in my sleep, darling.
And I honestly think the opening song is one of the weaker ones on the album.
I know, so they really didn't organize that very well. I think if Bury Your Flame was the first track, people would be like, oh shit.
Or but like Damaged Goods or something. Like they're more like rockin' ones.
Yeah, but the beginning also ties into the end, which is something really important to note.
And I found they do that throughout a lot of their albums. They do sort of like a concept-ish. It's nothing like super, super explicit, but like there's a lot of like grand themes and musical motifs you keep hearing throughout the album.
Oh yeah. Let's just get into some key tracks. I think.
Well, can we talk about the opening?
Yeah.
I do have opinions.
Course. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad song per se. What's it? Such Small Hands or These Small Hands.
We're doing better than I thought we would.
Like that. Yeah.
We named like 3 songs.
Yeah, there's just a couple that I don't remember that I know are like strange. But anyway, like I feel like this song would have been better near the end of the album.
Yeah.
It feels a lot darker and different than a lot of the other songs on the album.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like, I don't know. I think the lyrics are interesting and they're definitely like engrossing to listen to. I just feel like it gives a lot of people the wrong expectation of the music the band makes.
They're very poetic.
Yeah. Well, that's like their least dynamic song on the album.
I know. They very well could have started it off with a banger, like I said, with Bury Your Flame, or maybe Sad Prayers for Guilty Bodies.
Yeah. Oh, good job.
Dude.
You're killing me.
I'm fucking... I thought I was not going to remember any of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just one of the tracks that really embodies their sound a little more, because I feel like those tracks are just so Law Dispute.
Yeah. Like the thing about Law Dispute is that instead of like lyrics writing to the music, it's a lot more the music's writing to the singer's poems and his lyrics. Oh, so of course that's going to create a lot more dynamic songwriting, because it's like, I don't know, depending on the words, I'm going to strum it harder or softer or play this note or play, it's a multitude of different things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But the first song is just the same riff and the same beat the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, aside from that, like the next like 5 tracks are all bangers.
Yeah, they all slap. Literally, they could have just like moved that song to the end and started with whatever the second song was. I think it would have worked better.
But yeah, fucking let's second song.
Said the King to the River.
Fuck yeah, dude. We're doing a great job.
Yeah, we don't even need to check the Spotify. We got this.
But that song is a fucking banger. I thought it did a great job of mixing like a Spanishy vibe with some hard rock and emo vibes. And it got very intricate and heavy. Yeah.
Well, the thing I like about not only that song, but the whole album is I feel like they're really good at going from like quiet to soft to quiet to soft.
Oh yeah, it's very dynamic.
Yeah, and like doing all these like insane transitions in like the same like 4-bar thing where they're playing like each bar is slightly different than one another.
Oh yeah. And the time changes.
Yeah,
throughout the
like
album.
Seamless.
And it grooves so well.
This is like one of the grooviest albums I've listened to, honestly.
Yeah, especially, I think, God, what is that fucking song? I think it's in Sad Prayers for Guilty Bodies.
Yeah.
There's a section that has a really impressive time change.
Yeah.
And even when they're not, like, super intricate with the timing, it all flows so naturally that I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I don't know. It's not like I feel I love Tool, but sometimes when I listen to their music, it's just like, oh, there's the time change. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's
the songs are just excuses for time changes.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a lot more seamless and a lot more organic to what the music actually wants.
Yeah, it's more like icing on the cake rather than the cake.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't want just sweets. You need a mix. You need some savory.
Fucking... My favorite song on the record is Last Blues for Bloody Knuckles.
Slaps.
It slaps so fucking good.
Yeah.
And Bury Your Flame is another great example of dynamics because that has like, it switches so violently from being such a straight rock and roll vibe.
Yeah.
With like the poetic scream singing and like, then it goes into one of the most melodically pleasing sections in the middle.
Yeah. No,
and that's what I really appreciate about that.
Yeah, I just love how they write songs.
Yeah.
Even like my favorite song on the album right now isn't even one that's that reminiscent of the other songs. And it's
right.
Fall Down, Never Get Back Up Again.
Oh, is that the quiet one?
That's like the quieter one with like you could hear like the footsteps and the rain pattering. It's like I really like the production on this album as well.
Oh yeah,
like I feel like everything's so crisp and smooth, and like most like I don't know, not only punk albums but emo albums especially, like the production's terrible because everyone's poor.
Yeah, the production was fantastic, and the band was so tight.
Yeah.
On the record, it felt like
they must have been so well practiced.
Like, I know they must have practiced so much, and I would be really surprised if they didn't record all together.
Yeah.
Because there was such like
chemistry.
There was so much chemistry, and there was even natural rushing and dragging.
Yeah.
Going on, especially in the end of some songs.
Yeah, you can tell like they're all playing to one another.
Yeah.
Like meshing as a unit. I don't know if that's actually how you did it, like you said, but like it'd be a surprise if it wasn't.
Yeah, and like I think the drums and the guitar on the record especially.
Yeah. I just think they have some of the best musicians in general. Like every single person's like great at their instrument. Like fantastic.
I mean, The Last Lost Continent is just like a straight up jam.
Yeah.
In the middle of it.
Yeah.
They're literally just jamming on like a sick riff.
Yeah, I doubt it was written. I bet they were just noodling it. But they're such talented musicians, it doesn't even matter.
Exactly. It's fucking... Let me see if I have any...
Fucking...
You can say something if you want. I'm looking through my notes.
Oh, yeah? You want me to say something? There's the penultimate song is 11 minutes. And,
Is that Last Lost Continent?
Maybe. Go to it.
Yeah, that one's 11
minutes. That's the 11-minute one.
It's so good.
I think that song is really good, but at the same time, I think there are some sections that do drag on a little bit.
Yeah, it did kind of seem like it was an eargasm for most of it, but like they could have cut it down to like 7 minutes.
Yeah, like I feel like each individual section on its own is like top notch, but when you put all these like long sections into one another, it can get kind of hard to like make it all the way through.
Yeah, I think just like the quintessential part of that was the jam in the middle.
Yeah.
With the the emo riff.
Yeah.
And like the section immediately after that was climactic as fuck. And then I feel like they attempted to make it even more epic by building and building after that point, but it was just kind of like blew its load already.
Yeah.
But it's still a fantastic song. Yeah, I feel like I don't have that much more to say about it.
Yeah, I just think everyone should try to get past the dude's voice. Take your judgments aside and try to give this album a chance, because...
please.
It's some great songwriting.
Please give my boy Law Dispute a chance.
And
Free him.
You will think it's cringy at first, but I promise it isn't.
It's worth it.
It's not cringe. I promise.
I would give this album a 9.
I would also give it a 9.
Yeah,
I think
really
this album is very fantastic.
That was a really good pick.
Thank you. Well, every time I play it for you, you're like, I should listen to this band more. I don't know why I don't listen to this band more. So I thought I'd just force it.
Yeah, you really... I can't say that.
I really forced myself on you. Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah.
Well, I did it first, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to get
I'll
canceled.
cancel myself.
Yeah.
Buddy.
This podcast is going to reach 1 million subscribers and someone's going to clip that shit. And then we're going to lose our careers.
What? I hope they fucking do.
Yeah.
I love a good fall from grace.
Cancel us, Reddit. Please.
Anyway, next segment.
You have a movie.
I did recommend you a movie. It's a movie for children. Movie for fucking kids. Because I'm a child. And that movie was Howl's Moving Castle by Hayao Miyazaki.
You know what's so funny is, like, just a quick aside, but the movie Perfect Blue is by the same company that released this, G Kids.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was...
Perfect Blue is not a G Kids.
That is not a kids movie.
Yeah. For a second, I thought you were going to say same director, and I was going to be really sad.
It's not Satoshi Kon, but, like, fucking... Yeah, I thought it was funny that it's the same G Kids studio, but this one's very clearly for kids, and that one is very clearly not.
I think those are just publishing companies that like publish it in America. I don't think it's the same company that made the movie.
All right.
So you don't gotta worry. G Kids isn't working on Perfect Blue, directly. Fuck. Anyway, I recommended you Howl's Moving Castle, and yeah. You wanna give light thoughts? What did you think?
Well, why don't you give a quick summary of the movie?
Oh yeah. So there's this dude named Howl who's a magic boy.
Who's Batman?
Yeah, it's basically. I mean, he's kind of if Batman didn't have money, but instead had wizard powers. And he has this moving castle, which is this monstrosity of machine parts and houses that walks around.
It's super well designed.
Yeah, and he comes to... What's the city called? I don't remember the name. Like, Ngiri?
I don't know.
I
missed it.
Yeah, he comes to this city.
The heart of this city.
The heart of this city. And,
Ratatouille.
He has conflict with the government of the city because, he's a wizard that doesn't work for the government. And, God, I don't know how to sum it up quickly.
That's fine. That's enough.
And then he meets this hat maker girl who gets cursed to look old. And they would start working for the prince, not the prince, the king, to find a prince. And,
I love how you're struggling.
And, there's like a civil war going on and Howl has to stop it. There's a lot of plot threads going. I don't know how to give a quick synopsis.
Here's my thing about the movie. Is I thought, well, I'm going to start with the positives. Because I thought the movie was visually stunning and like Scott Dunning. And
if you listen to him on Bandcamp, by the way, Scott Dunning Extravaganza on Bandcamp.
And the first shot in the movie is so telling of the standard that they held for the animation. Like in the
fog, and then you just see the machine slowly move through the fog, and it's like the most beautiful thing.
And the movements of the machine are so fluid with all the moving parts, and like especially watching it in HD.
Quick aside about that. The way they did the animation, it's clearly digital, right?
Yeah.
But what they did was they first did hand artwork of every single frame of the movie and then uploaded it to digital and then just did slight enhancements in digital. Which is why it has that still that really Ghibli homey feel that just humans made this but also can do all that cool digital stuff.
Yeah, it still looks very authentic even though I can tell they enhanced it with their own computer programs or whatever. But that was very telling of the standard that they held for the animation.
Oh yeah.
And I thought everything was designed beautifully. All the visuals were great. It's I would recommend it as a very good kids movie, but I did not care for the script.
Yeah,
at all.
I am the exact same way as you.
Yeah.
And I think the story is the worst part about this.
Yeah, because I didn't really buy anything. And I wanted very much to watch this and be like, give it an 8 or even a 9 or 10.
Yeah.
But like, I couldn't really connect with the characters and I didn't really buy like why anything was happening.
Yeah, and sometimes things would just happen and then they'd move on. And then it's like, what was the point of any of that?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like in this they do that in like Spirited Away too, but that seems like more like this world building. I'm in this entirely new world. This world is much more similar to ours.
I know.
There's so a lot of the useless stuff they do is like, okay, I guess. Like, I see what you did there, but it doesn't tell me anything.
I very much enjoyed the world of it, how there's just witches and warlocks walking around cursing people, and there's very much a danger of that.
Cursed.
Just
Imagine if curses were a real-life danger. Just anytime.
Just walking down the street. You just get straight up cursed.
You look at someone wrong, you're cursed. Cursed.
That shit sucks. And I really fucked with that and all the crazy creatures and all of the magic and the spells, and I love the fantastical world of it. I just really wish it had a story and characters that I could latch on to help enhance it.
Yeah. I wouldn't go as far to say, like, I hated all the characters.
I didn't hate all the characters.
Well, I didn't, like... I even think, like, a lot of the moments when it's just, like, two characters talking and connecting, especially... God, I forgot the protagonist's name. Hat lady girl.
Sophie.
Yeah, Sophie. Especially when it's like Sophie and Howl just interacting, like their little love story.
Yeah.
I thought that was nice to watch and, sentimental. And I really like Calcifer. I like anything Calcifer. Because I like Billy Crystal's voice acting. It's really good.
Yeah, I thought Calcifer was an entertaining thing to add to the movie.
Yeah.
I really Doug, Sophie's character. Because I can tell who she was. It's established early on that she wants to be seen as beautiful, and she wants Howl to think that she's beautiful.
Yeah, she was like the most human character in there.
Yeah. And then she's also very driven, and she doesn't take shit from anyone, and she gets shit done.
Yeah.
And she's very independent and strong. But I can't really say the same about Howl. I really didn't understand what his character was.
He was a moody boy.
Exactly. Yeah, he's just a moody and he turns into a bird.
Oh yeah, it's because he's not actually a human.
Oh, okay.
See, the story's hard to follow.
Yeah, if you could explain it to me, I would appreciate it.
Well, I might need a couple spreadsheets and, a whiteboard and a PowerPoint. We'll save it for after the podcast.
We have a whiteboard, but we have the Bruno and Big Mouth logo taking up space.
I can't delete that ever. That'll remain in this room till the end of time. Yeah, I just feel like a lot of the plot threads they created, they didn't actually know what they were going to do with.
Yeah.
Especially the one that sticks out most to me is like the Finding the Prince storyline. Because like halfway through the movie, Howl and Sophie are tasked with helping find the king's son who has gone missing. No one knows where he's at.
Right. And I don't even remember that.
Yeah. At the end of the movie, you find out that this one character who's been with the crew the entire time, named Turnip Head.
The Scarecrow.
Yeah, the Scarecrow.
Yeah, I like
which
the
Scarecrow. Which is just a bouncing scarecrow with a turnip for his head.
Because he's cursed.
Yeah, because he's cursed. But you literally don't find out anything about him. Then at the end of the movie, they're like, oh, by the way, he's the prince, LOL. And it just kind of seemed like out of nowhere. Like, it didn't make any sense to me.
See, this is why I feel like so many things went over my head, because it just wasn't... The story beats weren't organized in a way that was engaging in the slightest.
Yeah. No, it's just like I feel like it's still not hard to watch because of the visuals, but like
I know.
If you're actually trying to pay attention to the story, I feel like you will get frustrated.
Like, I really love this director, and I think Spirited Away is like pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
But like this is just it's kind of a downgrade from Spirited Away in that sense. Yeah. Because it took kind of like the most gimmicky parts of Studio Ghibli and capitalized on those, I think.
Well, it's like if Spirited Away was just like pushed a bit farther in the fantastical direction, I feel like it could have become this. It was like right on the cusp of still being, able to follow and having a relatable story.
Yeah, and like I feel like there was some things that they set up to be grander by the end of the movie, like towards the beginning, that they didn't really follow through on.
Yeah.
I mean,
that one witch lady that curses Sophie to be old and tries to kill Howl at the beginning with all the people coming at the walls.
Yeah.
Like halfway through, they're just like, oh, she's a homie now.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
And it's like, I don't really understand how you can just make that transition that quickly and not talk about it that much.
Yeah, she was just like, she's already here.
Yeah. And it's like, this person cursed you and tried to kill you. Like, don't you think I'd have a conversation?
She caused the inciting incident.
Yeah. of the film.
She did the main conflict of the movie.
And I feel like it's okay to do that if, you just it didn't seem as forced.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like, oh, we need to move the story along. I don't know what to do. Fuck it, she's our friend now.
Yeah, and she just randomly got senile out of nowhere. It seems like. Or no,
I'm sure there's an explanation. It's just hard to remember.
I know. And this, Spirited Away is so much more memorable.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie since I was 10, and I still remember very much.
More than Howl's Moving Castle.
A lot of frames. I barely remember any of Howl's Moving Castle when I saw it last night.
Swag.
I remember the look of the castle because that's iconic without even having seen the movie.
I feel like people who haven't even seen the movie will recognize the castle.
Yeah, and I was very excited because I knew that I've known that image for a very long time.
People know the name Howl's Moving Castle. It's one of the most popular Ghibli movies.
Yeah, and I a lot of my coworkers at the movies say that this is their favorite movie, and I was excited to check it out, but I just wish I liked it a lot more.
Yeah, I remember feeling the same way when I first watched it.
Yeah, does it get better for you on multiple viewings?
Yeah, I feel like second viewing, and past that, you go in with lower expectations.
Yeah.
So it's you just you let the world take you in, but I don't know. Actual story-wise and judging it as a film rather than an art piece, I don't think it holds up. Because
I feel
as well.
You could make a similar argument about The Dark Crystal, I think.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way about Dark Crystal, where it's I thought that movie kind of sucked, but I thought the visuals were so amazing that
but you get so much into the puppetry and just the world of it. It's only the fact that they didn't care that much about the story. It's just an excuse for the world to exist, and that's kind of a similar thing with Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah,
but I think I like The Dark Crystal way more still than this movie because I could watch it whenever. It's a comfort movie, but I might watch this at some point.
Yeah,
again to see because I'm very curious about.
I feel like you should give it a second watch though.
Yeah. My score might go up.
Yeah.
At this point, it's kind of in the mid to average range.
Yeah. Well, I don't really have any more thoughts. Do you want to go on to ratings?
Yes.
Yes. I would give this. Wait, no. Wait. Segment over. Okay, I rate this one.
Fuck you.
I rate this one a light 7.
I'll give it a 5.
Oh, baby.
Uh-oh. I can feel the hate coming already.
The hate train. Yeah, light 7. Light 7 to a strong 6. Yeah. Time to move this castle away. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for listening. Wait, we need to recommend.
Oh, shit. So, you got an album for me?
Yes, I got an album and a film.
Recommend it to me, baby.
My album for you to listen to is Za Bakdaz, The Unfinished Opera. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. By German singer-songwriter Klaus Nomi. And this is
never heard of it.
Exactly. I think you're going to enjoy it. And my movie for you, I think this is a good chance to introduce you to some classic film noir, which I don't think that's something you've delved into that much, even though I think you might
I only
enjoy
watch
it.
modern noirs.
Fuck you. I'm going to make you watch Double Indemnity by Billy Wilder.
I've heard that movie. It's fantastic.
It is, and you're going to enjoy it.
Yep. Well, thanks everyone for listening.
Fuck you and goodbye.
You even pause.
It went away.